Today we have Ms. Khushboo Solanki amongst us, who is the chief and founder of Zero Gravity. Welcome to BW Business World. How has the last 1 year been for you in these unusual situations on the professional as well as personal front?
So last 1 year has been like a ride, interesting ride. 2020 started with a bang where we thought we were going to do a lot of, the 2019 was a very good year for business. So personally had achieved a lot of milestone professionally, personally both. So was looking forward to 2020 to go in the same pace, and suddenly it was like somebody took away earth beneath the leg. So it was kind of a very rocky year, I would say, but it really brought together a lot of different kind of perspective. Exactly around the same time last year we were fighting for business, for survival, suddenly got into unknown world. I think if you ask me, the year has really taught one thing for sure: to not to take anything for granted, not to live in that one comfort where we think that everything is going to go like the way it is and like the way we plan and all. So be ready to kind of see or face anything in life at any point of time. So last 1 year has been a lot of interesting learning, lot of interesting challenges. Somewhere realize our own potential to be able to, that we can come out of it if we fight it hard. And somewhere in a way blessed to be not being affected health wise or professionally so much. So yeah, it's an interesting year, I would say.
Yes, if there is one thing this year has taught us, it is gratitude and the value of life.
Yes,
So,
yes, value end of the day. So it's very interesting, like recently last year, first time, see, I'm from Ahmedabad, and Ahmedabad, in advertising in Ahmedabad isn't like fraternity. Everybody works in isolation. Last year we brought together almost every agency owner on a same platform to just talk to each other and share with each other what all of us are going through. So which wouldn't have otherwise possible, in normal day we would not like be pitching each other's client or people or things like that, and then right now we are helping each other to kind of figure out if who needs bed and who needs
yes.
what and what kind of support one needs. So it is definitely taught a lot of gratitude. Even to respect the human life is a basic core principle of humanities, is what has life taught us actually.
Yes, it has really been unprecedented, and nobody in their wildest dreams had thought that something like this would happen. But
Yeah.
having said that, we are where we are. So, talking about getting back to advertising, you're in Ahmedabad, and apart from Gujarat, advertising is a really huge industry. So, when we talk about your enterprise in particular, how do you stand out and what makes you different from all the existing players in the market?
So, I would say we are relatively new and are very different. So, if I look at typically Ahmedabad as a market, I'm not from Ahmedabad. I moved here 10 years back. I started my agency 7 years back. So, I didn't come from the background. I didn't come from large agency. I didn't come from network agencies as in background. I didn't come from client side. So, we had a very fresh perspective when we started, and we still keep having it. Like we never used to hire from other agency. Because we didn't want that culture to come in here. We built our own little ecosystem where our own SLAs well defined. We never looked at agency as an only make creative and campaign agency. We looked at how, why will someone hire us? Only if we are helping them, adding value to their business, they are going to hire us. So we looked at our role more as an extended team rather than just an agency which gives them artwork or campaigns. So how, what we do that helps them with their business, how we bring transformation digitally. So there was a lot of consultative approach that we had from day one, and we still have it, and that is where the whole company's genesis comes from. And that's why we've kind of been grown mainly from reference only. So there's a good word of mouth for us. There is a good reference inbound inquiries for us. So that kind of a distinction has helped us kind of who we are. Like we we were the first agency in Gujarat to get Facebook marketing partnership. So even today, there's nobody. So we made our digital very strong. We integrated digital not just with technical capabilities. We integrated content creative with digital very well. That it shouldn't be just you're good technically, but you don't know how the content works on platform. So there are a lot of small innovations. There are a lot of consultative approach. There is a lot of customer first approach that we kind of integrated from start, and that's how we are distinct, and we are kind of been able to put our foot in the ground.
Yeah, a lot of learning happens on the job for all of us, I
Yes.
think.
Yes, and there's very important part is see, when you look at Bombay, Delhi, they are very professional run companies. They're brand managers who know what they're expecting. They have very clear briefs. We work in a market where there are very big businesses, but all important decisions are still taken by owners. There are not. Sometimes they don't even know why they're doing it. Sometimes the business is going very well, and they like, why do we want to do it? It's going fine. Yeah, so the approach is very different. I would say anyone from outside Ahmedabad or Gujarat to come and work in any of a Gujarat owner driven business, promoter driven businesses, it is very difficult because they're too demanding. They're naive with their marketing fundamentals, but they're very good businessmen, and they make a penny worth in every aspect. And if you are able to satisfy, if you are able to show results, if you are able to convince them with your ideas, I think you are there, and they trust you, and once they trust you, you are there for life. So they don't hop in and every year call for agency pitches. They bet on people, they bet on good ideas, they bet on results. So understanding the market has really helped us a lot.
Yes, every city, I would say, in India has its own culture, even in terms of
Yes.
business. So,
Yes.
talking about Ahmedabad in particular, where you are located right now, what were the challenges that you faced while building your business, and how did you overcome them?
So, like I said, Ahmedabad is a very referral driven market. Ahmedabad is a very contact driven market. Like, your name comes before your reputation precedes before you even step a foot in any company. So while starting, as I'm not from the background, I don't come from Ahmedabad, I don't come from an agency world, I don't come from client side either. So there was a challenge in terms of getting our entry in the start. We didn't know brand managers, we didn't know owners, we didn't know anyone. So initially there was a lot of who are you, like, there was a merit base. Someone was ready to listen to your pitch, somebody was ready to trust a young team kind of became our clients, and definitely there were many adventures on that journey too. So these were the challenges initially. We never had a problem hiring talent because we always looked at very young, very raw talented people, and we groomed them on the job. So we never faced that kind of a problem, to say. But we did find getting an entry into new doors because not many people knew us, not many people could, like today if I want to walk up to any brand and say, hey, I'm Zero Gravity, I'm Khushboo, they just pick up a phone call and they might ask 5 people and at least 2 or 3 would know us. So it's much easier. But initially it was difficult. Many times we've lost the account because somebody known kind of last moment came in and said ki main karunga, and somebody kind of offered cheaper rates, and those things happened in the start. Like initial days, I remember one client from Dubai who wanted to launch a product in Ahmedabad and shortlisted us over the calls and all. But when he walked up to us, said, "Oh, you are too small. This is an agency which is 100 people agency, so I would give them." So these are the challenges initial days. Now definitely we have another set of challenges that we face, that with that size comes the growth responsibility. But definitely you can't build a business without challenges, and everyone has them.
Yes, indeed. As they say in business, that your network is your net worth, and human
Yes.
relations are foremost when it comes to entrepreneurship. So, ma'am, tell me about your journey as a woman entrepreneur. What were the challenges you faced which were unique to you as a lady, which is something you did not see your male counterparts face?
There is a very interesting thing that Gujarat specifically being a very male dominated business community, as society, you will find a very typical businesses who are not comfortable working with women, who are not comfortable even talking to women. I've had meetings where the director would not even look at me. He will look at the wall, or he'll look at the guy next to me, and he's talking to me. Like, there are not many even comfortable talking to women. Forget about trusting the brand to women. Sometimes they are, and they say, okay, can you get us an account manager who is male? We are more comfortable talking to him. Like, there are chances where I wouldn't say difficulty. Initially, I came from Bombay, and I found it very strange. What could be the problem? Like, it's just the gender difference. I how, but no, I've seen it. Like, I actually seen people like saying that, okay, ma'am gaye, abhi chalo gali se baat karte hain. It was feeling not comfortable talking. So I think those kind of things, and there is also male reference thing, that if you go in a business network group, or you go anywhere, you're like, amongst the 80 people, you'll find 8 women. Okay, and then guys go and smoke together, they hang out together, their reference are together, so that you're out of that thing. They don't treat you like equal. You're not considered for your capabilities. You're differentiated for your gender. And I think that's the only time that I felt that, yes, being a woman really gives you this kind of a challenge. Otherwise, I never considered myself facing any problem with team or with anything. Like, even if we do late night, I'm out there till 2 in the night in the office. So culturally, socially, it's very safe. I can drive home at 2 o'clock and it's safe in Ahmedabad. That way we are not in Delhi. So that's good. But
I am in Delhi right now, but there's a curfew, so everybody's home.
yeah, but I would dread, like, you can't do this in Delhi, right? You can't like finish your work at 2 o'clock and drive your car back home. But yeah, I can do that here, and it's absolutely fine, safe. And so this kind of thing. But yes, you look at all core businesses in Ahmedabad, they are male driven. Like, out of 70-80 real estate companies, you will find hardly a one women led business, and that also I know is not from Ahmedabad. So I think it's sometimes all the industry, like spices, F&B, you look around, and the clients, if I pick, I hardly have 1 or 2 clients who are led or run by women. Rest everyone is like, male. So I think that comfort kind of creates a sort of a problem at a point of time for brands to kind of accept brand managers or an agency which is run by or which is led by women.
Since we're talking about women leaders in businesses and women-led startups, as a woman leader yourself, what do you think is the problem in our system? And is it related to education? Is it related to something like upbringing? Or is it just socially ingrained in our DNA now?
I think education isn't the problem. Like, if at least in urban cities, rural, I'm not going rural, has its own set of problems. But like, if I say, I did engineering, and my engineering had a good amount of women out there, who were doing civil, who were doing that. So today there is, if a urban middle class, upper middle class family is sending the kids, girls or boys, whoever you have, are sending them to school, they are doing education, they are pursuing degree, it's the problem comes in when post education, when the question comes in for jobs. I think mentally parents prepare their girls out there, like, get a good degree and a good guy and get married. And, if you're doing job, do it till you get married, or do it till you have kids. And when there's a child, your priorities has to be your family, that's where the problem comes in. And if you see the drop ratio of women working or women workforce comes there, your responsibilities, your home, that innate cultural aspect that we have kind of put into our systems, oh, bacha ho gaya, your priorities, your child, your home, your this. If a woman chooses that as an option, like, if I choose to quit it all and be at home, it's my choice. But most of the time it's either the lack of support system, like if you went on a maternity break, like I faced it. I have an agency because the job that I was doing didn't have a maternity support, and I had to quit. And I was like, okay, I can't find a job which gives me flexibility, so let me start consulting. And that's how Zero Gravity came into being. So it's very interesting that, good families, good education background, good professionally well placed women literally give up their career after child. And it's not their call at times. It's their call, it's good, it's individual has a choice. But I don't find many women family come up and say, okay, fine, let's work out. And many companies come and say, okay, we'll give you 3 months break, and then you join, and this is the plan of action for you to join back. Because suddenly what happens is, from a woman point of view, I feel like, first 2-3 years definitely you goes by taking care of your child. And once that kid starts going to school, that woman really suddenly hits it like, oh, my career is gone and my kids are grown up, and what am I going to do? So yeah, that's another level of problem. But I think the issue is our society not having that understanding that having kids, having families is a joint responsibility. And it should be a women's call whether to have a career or not. And if we do that, I think we will not have to fight for 50-50 gender ratio in offices or equality. Automatically we'll have enough women taking their career seriously.
When we talk about gender ratio at the workplace, how is zero gravity communication helping make this level playing field for all the ladies out there?
We don't do specially, like, that's the fundamental problem. I don't have reserve seats for women. I'm a women-led business. I hire by talent. Like, if there's yes, I do have given special treatment and taking special care of women in my office who have got babies and they're taking a maternity break. I'm given just recently someone 6 months break. I gave, because of COVID, I gave at least a 1 year work from home for her to be safe and all. So whatever needs to be done for the existing team. By hiring, I don't want to do that, because then again it's a gender bias. Why do I do it to any gender? We have like almost 40% of our team is women right now. But that's not because I need to maintain the ratio or balance. It's because, I look at the CV. I don't look at the gender in the CV, and I hire based on the talent. And if I get, it's fine. But yeah, I do ask women who are joining us that what the career, how focused they are. Like, if a girl comes to me and says that, okay, ma'am, I want to work, but I'm not very sure how am I going to manage this, I'm there to help. But if someone comes and says, oh, I'm doing a job till I find a guy, and I don't want to become a training or a stopgap institute for people like that. So yeah, I'm that way as a business person. I don't want to have gender biased in either way.
Yeah, positive discrimination is also kind of discrimination after all. And having said that,
Yes.
before I let you go for the day, and before we take your leave, I would like to ask you, as somebody who has been an entrepreneur for a substantial amount of time, what would be your advice to youngsters who are venturing out into the entrepreneurial journey or communication vertical in particular?
I would say, do if you are passionate about. So if you think looking at an interview, wow, she sounds very impressive, let me start my business, or starting a business is the X factor or the new in thing to do about it. It's not. It's nothing harm to work somewhere and excel there. Satya Nadella is still a CEO of Google, which he didn't start, but he's there because he took his job very seriously. You have a lot of CEOs who are rocking their field. So starting a business should not be a glamour quotient. It should be passion driven. I call myself an accidental entrepreneur because it just happened. So I didn't find enough avenues around me, so I ended up doing this. But then I started enjoying, and I realized that the responsibility it brings. So even though I don't like accounts, I don't like finance, I don't like auditing, I'm not the person, still I do it. So there is a lot that comes on a plate beyond, I have to make sure that I have 55 people's salary in my account every month. So pandemic hit us, we had to literally reinvent the wheel. So there are a lot of things that comes on table as an entrepreneur that you don't like to do and you have to do it. So it should be something very close to your heart. So do it for that right reasons. Do it because you want to grow it. Don't do it just because मेरे को किसी का जॉब नहीं करना है तो मैं एंटरप्रेन्योर बन जाता हूँ, या फिर मेरे बॉस ने बोला ने कर लिया या मैं कंपनी ये कंपनी में मैं ही कर रहा हूँ तो मैं भी कर डालता हूँ. It's not like that, so it's very different, and it should be with enough backed conviction that whatever comes along, you do it for right reason. Communication is something very interesting field, like I'm an engineer. I don't come from it, and I kind of happen to be doing this right bit, and somehow it happened because there's a great sense of connect with words. That initially is to write a lot, and I used to understand a brand solution. So that there needs to be a passion, there needs to be understanding, there needs to be you need to know why you are good at, and if you're not good at it and you want to still pursue it, you need to be ready to put the hard work behind it. And if you're ready to do it, not communication, any field is good. In fact, communication opens a lot of opportunity right now. Like I was just talking to my team in the morning that why are we still talking about brands? We should stop talking about it. We should just talking about what people are facing. So communication is something that is very important at any stage for any area. And how well you understand people, how well you understand society around you, and that's the crux of good communication strategies. So all the best, pursue it in the right way, look for right mentors, and I think you are there.
Yes, right. Mentorship can make a world of a difference. In some cases, it can make or break a business.
Yes.
So, having said that, I would like to take your leave for the day, Khushboo, and it was lovely talking to you. I wish I could proceed.
Thank you, Urvi.
We have a paucity of time. So, thank you so
Thank
much.
you for this conversation. It was very interesting. Thank you. Thank you, and stay safe.
You too, ma'am. All right.